keep it plain, we keep it real, we really get down to it. You know the drill, from the bottom to the top. Stay tuned, make sure you stay locked. We go beyond the chat. We're not just talking. Hey, that's my song. Beyond the chat. We're not just talk, we go. Yeah. Listen, we are super excited to be with you on Sunday. This is October the 22nd. It is 6:22 p.m. We apologize for being tardy. Unfortunately, the guest that we prepared for you today to talk about some marketing strategies, Mr. Mark Newsom. Unfortunately, we're having some technical difficulties with getting his video and his audio to populate for us. So we have to move on with our show. But trust and believe we will have him scheduled to come back on the show to share some of those amazing marketing tools and tips for us to promote our businesses. I know everybody that owns a business don't want just one or two customers. We want a whole bunch of customers, right? A bunch of customers. But listen, as y'all already know, but let me just make it very clear. I'm your girl, your best friend, your next door neighbor, the one and only Natasha Cash.
And I'm T-Dub in the building.
And we are super excited to have you here on the show with us. We were going to talk about some marketing strategies, but listen, I'm not a marketing guru. I'm not, that's not my lane. But today we're going to talk about, what do you want to talk about today, honey? What's on your mind? What's on your brain? Well, first of all, before we get into all of that, how you doing?
I'm doing swell.
I'm so glad to hear you're doing swell. Well, guess what? I am doing swell as well.
That is awesome.
We are so glad to have Crown in the building. He said he taught us all he knows, so he's proud of us. But
You must know a lot.
We would want to say a big thank you for teaching us all that you know. That is very, very, very generous.
Yeah, and I'm sure costly.
Very generous and very costly, because I remember that you went over to like help him build the studio, but he ended up building it, right?
Right.
He ended up building it.
Wink,
And I know
wink.
he, you used all his tools and all of his techniques, and he pretty much taught you how to build and put together a studio.
He's a sharp guy.
Oh my gosh. He said those applause were real. we got some gadgets over here we working with.
Yeah, so just so you all know, our original guest, there are some technical difficulties, and just so you know, while I'm looking down, I'm trying to connect to his computer right now to see if I can help him out.
See if we can get him on the podcast, because listen, we were going to talk about some marketing strategies, some marketing tips for you to grow your business, some easy ways for you to grab a different audience, to be able to reach people that you may not have been able to reach before. Mr. Mark Newsom is the marketing guru. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure we have him on the show to be able to share those tips with everyone, and help people out. I mean, because I don't know about y'all, but my business, I want a lot of customers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if he's able to help us by putting together or sharing, should I say, sharing some information with us that will help us grow our business and to just kind of do things better and easier, that will reach audiences that we never thought that we would reach. Like, that is amazing all by itself. Just being able to have those tools on hand, and no shade to any other culture or anything like that. God bless whoever is doing their thing, but I love it when Black culture can come together and help Black culture, help Black businesses, Black owned businesses. I love it. And I think that it is something to applaud, to know that there are people out there that are willing and really want to help, people build their business, and teaching us marketing strategies that will help us grow our business.
Yeah, indeed.
So
I'm actually connected now, so trying to see if we can get this resolved.
Yes. So Crown says, I'm going to text Terry some steps that may help get him back on. I love it. I love that you have all the answers, Crown. So let's talk about business. Well, since we're, until we get Mr. Mark Newsom on the screen with us, let's talk about business. Let's talk about Florida Event Source. We are a Black owned business. We own Florida Event Source. So check us out, floridaeventsource.com or fleventsource.com. We are a one-stop shop when it comes to entertainment, whether it is sound engineering, DJing, videography, photography, live entertainment, whether it is marketing, whether it's websites, photos, flyers, CD duplication, studio time, recording. We do it all. And we love being a one-stop shop because that allows us to have our hands on every portion and every part of the project, because we know that we're going to give it our best. We're going to give it our all. And, whoever we work with, whether it's a private person or a corporate company, we want to make sure that we're able to give our all and support them wholeheartedly because we put our name on it.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm telling y'all right now, he has no idea what I just said. He just saw me looking at him and he's like,
we want to give people our all, so we can, put our name on it. See? All of that.
Oh my gosh, you gonna pay for that later?
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
Okay, so Crown and our guest that we have out there, tell us about your business, because we know, Crown, that you are spoken word artist, you are a rapper, you are a leader when it comes to Black community and politics and things of that nature. Tell us what you feel has been a driving force in your business as an artist to reach the community both locally and abroad. Tell us what strategies you feel are important to you, what marketing tips you can give to our audience and our viewers to share how to reach the masses. Like, a lot of people now are using TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and doing podcasts like we do. So I just want to know if there's, some other platform or another strategy that you have that you would be willing to share with our audience to let them know, hey, this is an option for you too, to grow your business. I know, back in the day, we used to do broadcast facts.
Oh man.
Yes, we broadcast facts, broadcast emails.
It looks like he knocked me off, but anyway.
Oh boy. Okay.
Figure that out some other time.
Yes. So broadcast facts, broadcast emails used to be the thing back in the day. Now all you have to do is turn on your phone and go live.
Yeah.
And you could potentially go viral.
Right away.
It
depends on what type of content, because you never know what someone's looking for until they've actually clicked on it. And that's the weird thing, the crazy thing about, no one can just say, you know what, I'm about to turn on my phone and go viral.
Right.
Unless they're about to do something like really stupid, then they could go viral. But it's just like, people are, doing music and just saying, I'm about to release a song and it's going to be a hit tomorrow.
Right. Exactly.
You don't know until the public accept it.
Absolutely.
And that's the same thing with business. You don't know until you get out there, do what you do the best you can with what you do, and then see how they receive you.
Exactly. And the other thing is that when you really are just doing, I think people go viral because they're just being themselves, number one, and they're having fun, or they're being crazy and doing something outrageous,
or something that's not intended.
Absolutely. Like, I think that's obviously how they came up with America's Funniest Home Videos, is because it's authentic, right? Blooper. Yes. What happens is so authentic that you just can't resist laughing, or you can't resist enjoying it. So Crown chimed in and says, I'm a horrible organizer, which is why I'm tuned in. If I would have had the marketing skills then, perhaps I would have been further in my business endeavors. But that is why it's never too late then, like this show. I know.
Oh, no, he's saying like this show late. Oh, we started late. Good one. You didn't think I was going to catch that one, but I caught it.
We know where you live, Crown. I'm just saying. Okay, so when you hear knock at your door at about 7:02, you run. That's all I gotta say is run. So you better have your sneakers on. You better run.
That one in there.
I did not, and
never
I didn't
too
catch
late
it.
Like this show.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
Got you.
Yeah. That's okay.
He
said no, it's never too late to get it right and tune into shows like this. Yeah, don't try to fix it now. Don't try to fix it now, Crown. We already know what you said, and we coming to your house right after this show is over. No, but So, and I want to talk about what he said. He says, I'm a horrible organizer, which is why I'm tuned in. Because people, he talking about he was texting. Yeah, nah, too late now. You can't fix it. But he says, I'm a horrible organizer, which is why I'm tuned in. If I would have had the marketing skills then, perhaps I would have been further along in my business. And I think that's one of the reasons why having shows like the one we're going to have with Mr. Mark Newsom talking about marketing is so important, because some people just have that, how some people just have that, they just have that it factor when it comes to certain things. And for someone to have the wherewithal to want to learn marketing skills, and then not only have those marketing skills and be knowledgeable and wise about marketing, want to share them with other people,
because they're applying them every day, and it's natural to them because that's what they do every day. Exactly. It's just like a football player. They just get out there and play based on what they've been trained to do. Yes. But they're not sitting there trying to learn the plays at game time.
Right.
For people that's really good and perfect at their craft, when it's game time, they're ready to go. They're not trying to learn and figure it out at that point.
Yeah.
The time to figure it out is when you're starting out.
That's very true. And I think it's important that you said that, because a lot of people think that they can kind of wing it,
right?
And get by, but a lot of people get caught that way.
Yeah, and in the end, you hurt yourself and the person you're trying to help.
Absolutely.
So it's always a good thing to deal with people that are professional, but not only with the title being professional, but people that have a track record.
Definitely. And you know what? And it's important that we do our research. A lot of people out there, it's so crazy that people will take the time to try to figure out how to scam you, how to steal your money, your identity, how to take advantage of you. And now, it used to be back in the day that people were taking advantage of the elderly because they felt like, oh, they're, they don't know any better. There's no one around to help them. But now people are taking advantage of anybody they can get their hands on.
Yeah.
And so it's important that we do our research, that we know, who we're talking to, what we're dealing with, who's behind the phone, the camera, the screen, the emails, the text, or whatever it is, and not just be gullible.
Yeah. And like I said, I say, do your research, do your homework, do, your background checks and all that kind of stuff. And I know it's easier said than done, because not a lot of people know how to do that. So it's easy for me to say, do your research, make sure this person's that. But there's a lot of resources on the internet that you can actually go to figure out if you're being scammed, if a company or a person is legitimate, and one of the first things I look at, I know every honest, professional does not have a website, but one of the good things, look at websites and reviews and, see if, they're viable. And also, not only just look at the reviews, but look at the date those reviews were posted. If you see somebody with 100 reviews, but those 100 reviews all came in at the same time, those are probably paid reviews.
Exactly. Which is why, you taught me this, because when I would purchase stuff, I would go in and what do you call it? I would read a few of the reviews and maybe go down about maybe 7, 8, I'd say 10, maybe even 15. But it's like, page 2, page 3 is like when you really get into the nitty-gritty and you start saying, okay, y'all can post some good reviews about your own company, but I don't think you're gonna be posting 1,000, 2,000. So when you start getting into page 9 and 10 and you really start seeing how people feel about this product or this company or whatever it is, this website or whatever, then you really start learning, okay, I really need to start paying attention to these reviews.
Yeah, one of the things I like to do is I like to look at those 1, 2, and 3 star reviews to figure out, okay, well, what's happening? How many 1 and 2 star reviews is this company getting out of 200, out of 500? How could this company only be a 3.9? And in the last few reviews you see, they're all 5-star. Okay, I need to dig a little deeper and see if those 1 and 2s are things that the company actually answered a question or resolved it in just typing back and saying, hey, we apologize, that happened, that wasn't our intent. Because sometimes stuff like that goes a long way.
Yes, it does.
When a customer complains and they get a response.
Yes. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because we experienced something with the company because we were in the process of looking to paint our home.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started doing some research, and I know that you like to, and I do too, like to get a few quotes, call a couple of different companies, get a few different quotes, see what they're talking about, what are they going to do, what's included in the quote and all that stuff. And after reading reviews on a company, we were just, I don't know what word you would use, but I was kind of mortified to read some of the reviews to know that the CEO,
mm-hmm,
or the president or whatever his title is of the company was just rude and nasty and disrespectful. And I'm saying to myself, how is he still the CEO? If 20, 30, 40 people are saying the same thing about him, obviously he's not just treating customers like this. He's also treating people that work for him like this.
Yeah, and I think that was one of those companies that had 500 reviews, but their rating was like 3.9, which makes you wonder, okay, how can I see the last, 20 at
Yeah.
5 stars, but it's a 3.9?
Exactly.
So that's when you look at those dates and see, okay, is it consistent that these ones and twos are saying the same thing about this company?
Yeah.
Okay, is it happening now?
Right.
Or has this been corrected and you don't see these things like, for the last 2 years, wow, it's just been five stars. But if you see that it happened a month ago, 2 months ago, a week ago, there's inconsistency there that makes you say, do I want to be treated like that?
Arsenio Hall used to say, things that make you go, So and what was crazy about the company is that the guy called and said, what did he say to you on the phone when you picked up?
Yeah, we initially had somebody come by from this company. We're not going to say the name because, hey, the guys that did come by were very nice.
Very nice.
So we're not going to say any names,
Yeah.
but we're just kind of painting a picture.
Yeah.
A guy came by and, looked at everything, and he gave us a quote, and we weren't totally happy with the quote, but we just like, you know what, let's, do some more searching.
Yeah.
And about 2 weeks later, another guy from the same company, reached out and said, hey, we would like to come by. And I said, well, I already talked to you guys. He said, no, we don't have you on the books as anyone that we've talked to. Somebody in, Home Depot said that you guys are looking for somebody to paint. And, I just figured I'll give you guys a call.
Now, first of all, nobody in Home Depot has our phone number.
Well, no random customer that knows
exactly.
that we're looking for a quote.
Exactly. And number two, we would never give our number to anyone in Home Depot to have a painting company call us from Home Depot or say that. The whole thing was just crazy. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what? And I'm already at like 8 right now because first of all, you're lying, and I definitely don't want to patronize your business because that's a lie.
And if it was Home Depot, they would use their own contractors.
Exactly. Why would they? Yes. Why would they call somebody else out to do a job that they are able to do themselves, and we can pay them? That's crazy. But I guess, like I said, don't be taken advantage of. Do your homework on companies and people because people are out to scam and they are out to take advantage of people. And sometimes when you are like in life, you get to the point where you're so busy doing this, you're so busy doing that, things fall through the cracks, and you're tired and you don't want to do the research, or you don't want to fight with companies or people or whatever. But listen, I check my bank account, and if there is a dime missing, matter of fact, a penny, I'm like, where did my penny go? You gonna give me my penny? I remember going to Walmart, and they have a key machine in Walmart, and the key machine was 99 cents to make a key. Well, I put my card in the machine. I never got my key, and they charged my card 99 cents. So I waited until the charge actually posted to my account. I called my bank. I let them know I did not get the key. No, I called the company to let them know that I didn't get the key. They needed to refund my money. And they said, oh, well, we'll have to check into it. I waited about 2 or 3 days. I said, oh, they think it's a game because 99 cents, that's my money. You did not give me my product, and I'm not going to let it go. You're going to give me my 99 cents, or you're going to have somebody drive to my house and drop off my key. You got 2 options. So I called my bank, and I let them know what was going on, and I got my 99 cents.
It make a difference when it's your money.
Exactly. Crown said, give me my pennies. Give me my pennies. Because listen, I'm telling you, if you walk in the parking lot of a store, right? What if you walk in the parking lot of Walmart and you just looked on the ground and you went around and picked up pennies? You probably be about $20, $30 richer every day.
There's always money to be found.
Always money on the ground. So people throwing money away. I'm not throwing money away. I need my coins.
Yeah, I used to think people be looking for crack all the time. But like, no, you know, they looking for pennies.
Looking for pennies.
So that stuff adds up.
Yes, it does. And people throw them away like it don't mean nothing. Listen, throw your pennies over here, and I will gladly count them for you. Crown says Spectrum does that at Walmart. They'll even send the equipment to your house and automatically bill you. Businesses are ripping people off.
Mm-hmm.
And you would say Spectrum is a reputable company. Spectrum has 1 million customers. Spectrum is well known. Spectrum provides good service. But not everybody that works for Spectrum is reputable. Not everybody that works for Spectrum has good intentions.
Right.
And it's sad to say that, but companies, their reputation is tainted by the people that work and put on their polo shirt or their name tag and say, hey, I work for AAA. I work for, a Spectrum. And it's really sad.
Same thing with, nurses, practitioners, doctors, you run across the wrong one, and that gives a whole company a bad name.
It gives a whole company a bad name. And it just perfect example, police officers. There are some really heartwarming, loving, kind, caring, compassionate, thought-provoking, thoughtful police officers.
Yeah, we see all kinds of YouTube videos and hear all kinds of stories about officers that go above and beyond to show that they are community driven and community focused.
Yep.
That's awesome.
But like I was getting ready to say it, but you beat me to it. Crown beat me to it. But there are some out there that are they just take advantage of their power and their authority. It's like I always say, take your belt off. Take your police belt off. And let me see how tough you are without that gun and that taser and those handcuffs and that billy club and that mace and whatever. What else do they have on there? All kinds of crap you have on your belt. Take your belt off and let me see how hard you walking, how much you a thug then.
Clock out first.
Yeah, clock out. Yeah, clock out real quick and let me see how thug you are without all that stuff on. It's like they take advantage of their authority and sometimes they just go too far.
Yeah, they do. A lot of them do. And they just make it look bad for the guys that's just trying to do right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that, like you said, that's the same thing with like nurses. Like, they
cut corners.
Yep, they cutting corners. They I went to the hospital. I had some chest pains really, really bad. And I'm like, I don't like going to the doctor. Don't stick no needles. I don't like none of that. But this one particular day, I just could not breathe. I was bent over. I had pains in my stomach, pains in my chest, and my husband rushed me to the hospital. I get to the hospital, and long story short, they kept me overnight for observation. And one of the nurses came in, and she had all these pills in these little cups. It was like 6 pills, and she was just like, registering, logging them into the computer, scanning, and I'm saying to her, I'm like, I haven't seen a doctor. No one has diagnosed me with anything. Nobody has given me the results of all these labs and tests you've taken. And now all of a sudden you're giving me 6 different pills. I don't want that. You haven't asked me if I'm a believer in holistic healing. You haven't asked me if I'm a believer in medications. You haven't asked me anything. And you're just automatically going to give me this medicine. And the nurse looked at me like I was crazy.
But one thing you forgot is, remember the guy we picked up on the way to the hospital so we can get there fast? The guy that sat up on top of the car and went, woo, woo,
woo. You know what? So silly. He was speeding is basically what he's saying, because he was like, yeah, my wife got to live. Okay. But it was crazy that, I'm like, I'm not taking that. You can take it off my chart. And you can take that off my bill, and I will be looking at my bill. So the lady was like, oh, well, the doctor told me to give it to you. I said, well, what is the pill for? And the lady this is a nurse in nurse scrubs and said, I don't know.
How don't you know?
How you giving somebody something you don't know what the heck you giving them? Then you come back in the room. I got white foam coming out my mouth, and my eyes are rolled in the back of my head, and I'm twitching and can't breathe. And all you're going to say is, I don't know.
The doctor gave it to me.
Exactly. Well, that ain't working for me. So that's why I said, I believe that God has imparted wisdom into people to be able to help us as far as doctors and nurses and healing and all that good stuff. I love it. But at the same time, we can't put our trust in man and just like throw our hands up and let them just rule the world and rule our lives or rule, what we have going on. We got to be involved in what's going on with ourselves and not just trust what everybody says or what everybody, a nurse coming in to say, hey, take this. We're just like, you're going to be our guinea pig. We're going to see if it works. If that works, then, oh yeah, that's what was wrong with you. No, boo. Well, I'm telling you this right now. She took it off my chart. She took it off my report, and she didn't come back in my room. The next nurse that came in there says, you know what? I applaud you for standing up for how you feel and standing up for your beliefs, because she says that she was taught by a husband and wife team. The wife is a holistic doctor, and the husband is a doctor that just throw pills at you. And she says she struggles between working for the two of them because she believes in holistic healing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, this male doc, the husband is paying your paycheck, but the wife is your trainer. So it's like, do you say, hey, doc, you need to do what your wife doing, or do you just be quiet? So it's like, you don't know, you never know what's going on behind the scenes. So sometimes you just have to dig in a little deeper for yourself. When it comes to me and my health, I know you're not just gonna give me pills to pop.
Yep, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
some people, they're okay with that, and some people get addicted. Yeah, I read that about 2 minutes ago. And some people they're not about putting all that stuff in their system.
We're gonna block Crown from being allowed to come onto the podcast. He says Terry probably had to pull her off that nurse. I've seen her angry. I am just a passionate person, and when you make me upset, I'm even more passionate, and my eyes get like this.
It's passion.
Yeah, it's passion. I don't know. I just believe in people being treated right. He's laughing at us. I just believe in people being treated right, and I don't believe in backing down, because the world revolves around patronizing businesses, physician services. Like, you can't be a physician if you don't have no patience.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't.
You have a lot of patience.
Yeah, you will have a lot of patience. You be waiting on a patient, waiting on a client. Yes. So it's like, the world does not move. The world does not go or function. You can't function without having people to patronize and support your business. And I'm not going to support your business and you treat me bad. I don't care what your business is, because guess what? You are not the only one doing that thing.
Right.
That part.
So there you have it.
So listen, don't be taken advantage of. Do your homework on companies. Read the reviews, and don't be afraid to ask the necessary questions, because sometimes what you are saying is what other people are thinking, and they are afraid to ask.
And I have one more very important tip. When you're researching companies, if you go to someone's website and you can't find their phone number, do not deal with that company.
That part.
If you cannot find any kind of customer service, if you pick up the phone and try to call the company, do not patronize a company you cannot contact.
That part.
Okay.
Yes. That's like that. Listen, do not tell everybody, do not. What's the car thing? What's the car shield?
Oh.
Listen, if you cannot get anybody on the phone, like you just said, the car shield is one. My mom, bless her heart, I said, Mom, do not do that stuff. You don't need that stuff. She used purchase car shield, and don't nobody take car shield. Car shield don't even take car shield. So it's like,
you know who does? Ice-T.
Ice-T does take car shield. and what's the other one? Vivica Fox. She does car shield too. And I'm like, you know what? Even if you are being paid to do this commercial. You don't necessarily support or have anything to do. You know how they used to put the caption at the bottom? Yep. These are not necessarily the beliefs and the views of NBC, ABC, Fox, because that's on you to believe it and you to do your research. But the Bible tells us to study to show yourself approved. Do not just go and believe a preacher just because a man or a woman up in the pulpit and got on the robe. You can't just believe everything that's being said. You got to do your own research, do your own due diligence. I was reading Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, yesterday? I think it was yesterday morning. I was reading the book of Proverbs, and it said, if I can remember correctly, it says knowledge gives you, nuggets. Not when you have knowledge, it gives you nuggets. It gives you education. It gives you something to think about, ponder on. But wisdom is when you actually use the knowledge to your advantage. So that's the part right there. It's one thing to have knowledge, but it is so important to have wisdom. Wisdom is so important.
Mr. Crown is very funny.
Trying to find FE source. Can't find the.
Yeah, why don't you type it out? Florida event source.
Yeah, it's FL event source. That's why you can't find. I don't know what FE source is. Yeah, but you can find our number. All you got to do is Google us, boo. Google.
FloridaEventSource.com or FLEventSource.com.
Yes, that part. Tell them don't mess with us. Don't come for us. One. We are the real deal Holyfield. You can look at our reviews. Our reviews are legit. Mm-hmm. But so anyway, that's our show. He said knowledge isn't much if you don't use it. That is so true. You can, I've always told my kids, once you are educated and you begin to use the education that you learned, use it to your advantage. Nobody can take it from you. Once you are wise about your decisions, wise about what you are, focusing on or your goals and things like that, and you use your knowledge to impart into yourself, and you're wise about what you are imparting into yourself, then nobody can take that from you.
But you can take it from yourself. So if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
You will lose it. Yes. And it is so important not to lose your wisdom. Don't lose do not lose your wisdom. Do not lose your knowledge. Put it to work for you.
It's good for your brain to exercise those talents.
It is good for your brain. But my grandma used to say, you are what you eat. Mm. And I'm like, not just food, but when you read, good stories and you educate yourself, you read the Bible, you read different books about, growth and how to market yourself and your business and stuff like that. You start, that stuff starts to come out of you, and it's all positive things. And when you take in good comes out of you.
Yeah. At one point I heard that, saying you are what you eat, and I stopped eating chicken for a while.
Pray. Do we have praying hands on here? Like, help me. Help me. He's crazy.
I'm just saying, I'm afraid of nothing.
You know what? Yes. Well, stop eating chicken then.
Turkey.
And turkey. Yeah, turkey.
Jive turkey.
Yeah, jive turkey. Oh my gosh. Yeah, next Sunday we're gonna be talking about our favorite throwback shows. So I need y'all to come and make sure y'all have y'all best throwback show line, and we're gonna see who win. Okay, because I got, we got the Cosby Show, we got Sanford and Son, we got Three's Company, we have Good Times, we got, All in the Family, we got, just some of the best shows. Different Strokes, A Different World.
Ooh, maybe we should have a party. Maybe invite 6 people.
A party.
All of us just talk it up.
That would be cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe we'll pick 6 individuals to join us next week and just have fun.
That would be fun. All right, let's do it. Next Sunday, we're gonna get it together.
All right.
Said Terry was always rogue.
I'm gonna just say Raj.
Who is Raj? Why? Because he was a nerd? Why were you Raj?
I have no idea.
Because you were a nerd?
I was smart, I guess. I am smart.
Poindexter.
I wouldn't say Poindexter.
No. What were you?
Smart. Without the glasses.
I was about to say, were you like nerd, like Urkel?
Oh, heck no.
Okay. All right. Always Raj. I'm going to say it first. That's funny. That's funny. I have to. But listen, okay, all jokes aside, you are very smart, and I love you for that. I think you are very, very intelligent. You're very innovative. You're very you think things through. You're analytical. You're smart.
Well, thank you. And you are as well.
Thank you very much.
And you love to learn and apply. I love that about you.
I'm smart enough to say, honey, can you come fix this?
And I say, I'll be right there.
See how smart I am? That's how smart I am. Oh my goodness. Okay, so last comment. Crown says no, because I know he would have said that about me. He was skinny, dark, and always had the worst short on everything TV show in history. Yeah. But hey, you can't talk about what's happening. You can't talk about what's happening, and you can't talk about what's happening now, because Raj and Dwayne and Shirley and Dee and Rerun, that was my crew. Bubbling brown sugar. Well, y'all, I'm telling you, I was in front of the TV. It's not a game. Them throwback shows was the bomb.
There you go.
He said the worst shorts. He said
Yes. Shorts.
He's talking about, hey. Okay,
hey,
Dwayne.
Hey.
He said no because I know he would have said that about, you would have said that about him, about his short shorts. Oh, do not tell me you wore short shorts. I'm going to talk about
let's
you.
end on that note. And it looks like Mr. Mark Newsom gave us 5 stars.
Woo-hoo! We are definitely going to have Mr. Newsom on the show. We want to hear what he has to say. We definitely want to talk about marketing. I know that there are businesses out there, especially Black-owned businesses, that are, that could use the knowledge and the wisdom that he has to impart and share with us. Definitely some huge nuggets about marketing business. So we definitely are going to make it our business to make sure that we get the technical aspect under wraps and under control for the next show, and have him back on.
Yep. For sure.
Listen, we have had so much fun chopping it up with everybody. Make sure you tune in next Sunday, 6:00. Like and subscribe so that you do not miss when Beyond the Chat is on the air. I'm your girl, your best friend, your next door neighbor, the one and only Natasha Cash.
Yeah. And I'm T-Dub in the building.
And we have had a blast kicking it with you all. So we'll see you next Sunday at 6:00. Peace. Beyond the Chat. We're not just talk. Beyond the Chat. We're not just talk. Beyond the Chat. We're not just talk. Beyond the Chat. We keep it plain, we keep it real, we really get down to it, you know the drill. From the bottom to the top, stay tuned, make sure you stay locked. We go, Beyond the Chat. We're not just talk, we go. Beyond the Chat. We're not just talk, we go. Yes.
Peace.
Peace.